Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther the Third.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe Panther the Third, and today you are in for a treat. Instead of having one women's wrestler for Women's Wrestling Month, you get two for the price of one. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to my guests, Morgana and her friend. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. Thanks very much for having us.
Oh, no problem.
Yes, Joe,
So,
thank you
ladies,
so much.
yes. So, ladies, so individually, so how did you get involved into the wrestling business?
Where do you want to go
So
first?
yeah, I was 14 when I first started watching wrestling, so that's 23 years ago. So I always wanted to do it, never took the plunge. Then saw that there was a wrestling school just down the road from me, 4 years ago coming up now, and was just, if I don't do this, I'll hate myself. So I'm gonna take the plunge, and 4 years later, here we are.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I started just over a year ago now in August. I was going to see Fozzy. They were doing a show just in Belfast, and I heard that there was a wrestling show going on the same day, so I decided to go. I only really got into wrestling in 2020, but I really fell in love with it. And I found out that they had a training school, which is the one that I'm still at, Titanic Wrestling. And that's been me for a year now, over a year.
Awesome. So, who trained you both?
A lot of people, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have
There's
we have a lot of
JDP,
trainers.
who'd be
Yeah.
the owner of Titanic Wrestling. So he would have been our main trainer. Then there's Tucker, who has worked in WWE and all over the world, and Rocky. Rocky's unreal. He's been doing wrestling for, I'd say, 15 years, and Horse now is one of our trainers. Love Horse.
Mhm. We have so many people, so many really influential wrestlers teaching us, helping us, and even the people who aren't training us are still giving us a helping hand. That's just in Titanic as well. So outside, I know me and Mercy would go down to Fight Factory Pro Wrestling a good bit, for
Yeah.
squad sessions, which would be hosted by the likes of Katie Harvey and Debbie Keitel, who are absolutely fantastic. We've had a few sessions from just a lot of different wrestlers all over the island and from the UK, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. So, what kind of advice did they give you to put into like your wrestling style or your like characters?
So a lot of the advice that I've been given is start simple and do things simply but well. So instead of trying to learn, flippy move number 36 and just using a bunch of different things like that, really getting your basics down, your headlocks, your footing, making sure that all of your basics look really sharp, really well done. If you can get a pop from the likes of a shoulder tackle or a suplex or anything like that, you're doing something right. So that was me personally anyway. Simple done well is more impressive than, well, I can do I can do a moonsault off the top. That's class, but if you don't do it better than everyone else, who cares?
Miss Mercy, you next.
Yeah, nail on the head, Morgana. Basically the same thing, and work to your strengths. Like I'm not gonna be doing hurricane runners off the top rope. I'm more strong. I would say I'm one of the strongest females in Titanic, so I use that to my advantage. Play to my strengths. Uh, just kind of throw people around, and yeah, basics are everything. If you can't do a simple lockup, then you've lost everybody. You've lost the audience.
So what kind of wrestling like is there any like wrestlers that you two want to work with within the UK countries, or like in the States, like in the United States, that you've been like watching on the Instagrams or on the Facebooks or YouTubes that you like really want to work with?
Well, locally, we have a lot of fantastic women that we both really want to wrestle.
Mhm.
So for sake of example, even just down in Fight Factory, I've been wrestling Anita Vaughn quite a lot recently. It's been fantastic. Mercy has had a singles match with Debbie Keitel, which is something that I'd love to do. We have Katie
Yeah.
Harvey, who I think we've done a tag team match with, and I believe
Yeah.
Mercy might have done some other matches with as well. We have so much local talent that we'd love to utilize. There's not many women in Ireland or Northern Ireland, so we'd love to be able to wrestle all of them. A lot in England. I've wrestled Rio, who's Progress Women's Champion. I'd love to wrestle her again. Millie McKenzie came over recently. Would love to have a shot wrestling her. And then further out into the rest of the world, there's a fantastic women's wrestler, Regina Rosenthal, that I would love to wrestle. She's currently injured, but I'd love to be able to get her over to Belfast and just be able to experience that because she is phenomenal. I love her so much.
Awesome. Rio is like high regards because she's been on the podcast like
Yeah.
this past year. In 2023, she was on the podcast. Hey Rio, welcome back.
Hey, Rio.
Good
Yeah,
shout out.
she's awesome.
She's good
She's
people.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You next, Mercy.
So Rio would be on the list. I would want to wrestle again. She's just so lovely. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we wanted to keep her. We wanted to have her part of Titanic wrestling. Debbie Keitel. I always have fun wrestling with Debbie. Katie Harvey is great. Anita Vaughn, unreal. She's going to be a star. Myla Grace is always really fun to wrestle. She's just so on the ball. Lana Austin. Yeah. Lana Austin is just
Love
a
it.
badass woman. And she's just hard hitting. She's everything she does, it just looks like she's killed the other person. And I would love to wrestle her or sit down and talk to her and pick her brains. So she's definitely one that would be on my list.
Awesome. So, what is it like for you two with like the week of a show? Like your schedule? Do you pack food for like the show, or do you like eat at the venues? Like, what is your schedule like normally?
Usually, we would start with packing the ring. We'd all meet up at where we train, put the ring in the van. We'd say, right, so we have to be there for 12. So everybody drives over in their cars. We all car share usually. A lot of the time we'll stop at a station on the way and get something to eat there. A lot of the more well prepared ones would bring food. I tend to end up just eating on the way. just because it's easier. I'm a university student, and I work part-time as well, so I've got a really, really busy schedule. So a lot of on the go for me anyways, but I know Mercy, at least whenever it comes to getting breakfast, has that all sorted out, all planned out.
Yeah.
It's not so much myself.
Mercy,
So
you
there
next.
was so ring down Thursday nights after training. Saturdays or Sundays, depending what show we're doing, we, like Morgana said, we meet up like maybe 9, 9:30 in the morning, put everything into the van, which takes around 45 minutes. Then we have to get to the venue. I've started this now, and you know this. Anytime you've been in the car with me, I have to go to the apple drinks,
Yeah.
and I have to get a flat white and a sausage roll from Greg's. Even if
Mhm.
I'm not going to eat it, it's just something now that I've started,
Mhm.
and I have to do that. But then we go to the venue, set up the ring, set up the merch, set up the music, set up everything, plan the matches, and it's
Mhm.
from maybe about 8:30 in the morning till 8:30 at night. You're just
Go.
pedal to the metal.
Mhm.
Yeah, just do
With it
non-stop.
being, sorry, with it being Women's Wrestling Month, what would be your top 10 women wrestlers that really like didn't get their flowers, that you feel that really inspired and gave you the inspiration?
Ooh,
Mm.
that's a good question.
That is great.
Stumped us.
Top 10 women's wrestlers.
It could be indies, and it could also be WWE or WCW.
I would have to start with
Hmm.
Becky Lynch. Fantastic women's wrestler, one of the first matches that I ever saw in full. Once again, I started watching wrestling in 2020. There were no crowds for
Yeah.
WWE. Everybody was wrestling in an empty ring, and I remember sitting at home watching WrestleMania that year, and I saw her and Shayna Baszler's single match, and I was hooked. I absolutely adore Becky Lynch. I think she is absolutely fantastic. So she would be my number one for that. Um, let's see here. Sensational Sherry.
Mm.
She is absolutely
Mm.
fantastic. Great character work. I would look to her for character work. I think she's absolutely phenomenal, and she doesn't get mentioned as much as I think that she should. But I know definitely in my friend circle, we bring her up a good bit anyways. Um, not too sure. This is a tough one to pick out just
It is.
10. Yeah.
I'm
Mercy, you got
sorry.
any?
I thought you would have had it. Some people are like boom, 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 boom. I'm like,
There's so many. There's so many people. Debbie Keitel, Katie Harvey, Anita Vaughn, the gals, the absolute legends. They have taught us so much. They have been such a great help to us. I would add Lyra Valkyria on there for all that she's done recently.
yeah.
From wrestling and Fight Factory, with people that we know personally, to where she is now, NXT Women's Champion, is absolutely insane. Big up the Irish, love the Irish. Uh, let's see. So that's about 5 there now. I'll chuck out a few more names. Paige, love Paige, Lita. Let's see here. Rio, gotta put Rio in there. I cannot get over how amazing she was. She was phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna throw our own Mila Grace in there, just for the success that she's had. She's fantastic. She is absolutely brilliant. I don't even know how many that is now. And I'll see
It's like
here. Rhea
you're at
Ripley.
9. I think
I'll
you're at
add
9.
Rhea Ripley in there. Big fan. Um, it just I can't believe how insanely talented she is. Even just in terms of her strength. I remember doing a move in training the other day that required a lot of upper body lifting. I think it was similar to the Riptide, and it really put into perspective how much strength that woman has. She is an absolute beast. She is a monster, and I
Tank.
love her so much. Absolute tank. Love her so much. So there are 10. I don't know if they're my absolute 10 of all time, but there's 10 worthy mentionables.
Awesome. Now you're next, Mercy.
Oh dear. Well, there's kind of the similar people on the list. So Debbie Keitel, unreal talent, so lovely, so easy to work with. Katie Harvey. I don't think people realize how much she puts into wrestling. The woman has a child. She has Fight Factory. She has a full-time job, and she's able to do all this, and still she wrestles as well and hold seminars and everything. So I definitely Katie Harvey's there. Anita Vaughan, no one can convince me that she's not going to be a top star. That woman is on another level. Uh, real, just because she's real. Myla Grace is really making waves. Like I seen recently, like she was in Orlando, she was training with Natalia. Um, she's doing absolutely brilliant for herself. Uh, yeah, Lana Austin. I love her. I just love Lana Austin. She's just so hard hitting. And then Ivory, Jacqueline. Jacqueline was so bad. Jacqueline was just awesome. Like, and again, so hard hitting. She
Yeah.
was really cool. What's that, like 8 now?
You're at 8.
Oh, Session Moth Martina
Oh, okay.
from OTT. She's very cool. Sure. Her gimmick is really strong. I remember she used to come out with beer cans and a cigarette and dancing to Maniac 3000. And
It's
it was the
fantastic.
best entrance ever. Yeah, it was just the
Which
best. She just got the crowd hyped, and like she can wrestle as well. Um, my God, I'm trying to think who else. Lyra,
okay.
obviously, because she trained at Fight Factory where we go. But yeah, she's an unreal athlete. Works her backside off.
So, like, I just want to say this: if there's the kids are watching, hey guys, if any kids want to get into the wrestling business as a manager, ring announcer, referee, what kind of advice would you give them, ladies?
Go for it. Don't hold back. Um, there's no such thing as I don't know, I don't think I can do this. Try it and give it your all, and stubbornness, perseverance, determination, all that. Just keep going, keep doing it, keep improving. Don't have a bad day and decide, you know what, this isn't for me anymore. You have to persevere through everything. And probably also be a person that you'd want to work with. You need to be nice to everyone. You need to be polite. You need to make yourself useful, make yourself someone that a booker would look at and say, "You are an asset to this promotion, and I would love to have you back. I would love to put a belt on you. You help out so much. We want to have you back here all the time." That's how you get a booking. That and your talent. But you could be talented, but if you're not a person that anybody wants to work with, well, you're not going to get that far.
Wow, Mercy, you're next.
So I would say just give it a go. Just try it. Put your heart into it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You tried it. We always say that, and you know this, Morgana, conversations that we've had with other ones in training where there's more to wrestling than being a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a valet, you could be a manager, you can be runner, you can do music, you can do stage. There's more to it than wrestling, but because that is the hardest part. It's not just wrestling, it is sore. It is incredibly sore. You need your body needs to become accustomed to it. And some people, and it's fine, some people just are not able, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, just go in, try it, give it your all, and have a good attitude. Be someone, as Morgana said, who someone looks at and says, "Oh, they're really good. They're really helpful. They've put in the extra time. They're doing extra credit. Just have a good attitude."
Awesome. I want to thank you, ladies, so much for coming on the podcast. It means a lot to me to have two awesome ladies that are from across the pond that came to hang out with me on a podcast in America.
Thank you
I'm
so
Joe
much.
Panther the Third,
I'm Morgana.
I'm Mercy.
and we will catch you in the next one.